right. And we are live. Welcome. It is our Transformation Tuesday. And I'm just really excited to see everybody and welcome you to stop by. And just a reminder, we do a lot of theta healing. And in order for you to accept the work when it comes time to do the theta healing, you just need to say yes out loud, put it in the comments. It's energy work. So even if you're catching this on the replay, you will still get the work. Just say yes, and you can put hashtag replay in the comments so that I know you've seen it and you've received the work. Also, eager to accept any suggestions on the things that you're wanting to know more about or you'd like me to address. And without your suggestions, we're just going to talk about what's going on. So here it is, the end of June. We're getting ready to go into July. We've had a lot of really crazy energy in the air. And I don't want to blame anything. Things are going on. There is a reason, there is a season for everything in our lives. So take a look at the big things, take a look at the little things, take a look at what's going on in your life. Don't knock everything off of, oh, well, so and so said, or such and such did, or the moon, or the stars, or the solar plates, or the faults and all of those things. There are big things going on in this world, and I don't want to downplay any of that. But I also don't want you to be stuck feeling like you are trapped and allowing yourself to live in fear or to not get up and stand up for yourself. So the big things in the world we can't necessarily change as an individual, but as we all come together and we all raise our vibrational level, that we are not in fear and that we have hope. We have hope for peace. We have hope for the things to change in a way that benefits us and everyone. And so as we raise our vibrational level, then it's a better thing. And I don't want to jump off into all those wonderful conspiracy theories because Lord knows we could talk about those all day. Um, but there are a lot of things out there that we do need to overcome to be the best person that we can be. This last weekend, I was at Gypsy Fest in Salem. Sarah Gordon put on an amazing fundraiser for some local folks there in Salem that need a little extra help. And this also allowed other people to be seen, be heard. I did the mini energetic scans while I was there. I also had the color therapy glasses. So yeah, if you heard about them, they're a lot of fun. And it helps to change your mood, change your perception, do all those fun things. So those were fun. And I had my crochet, just my little stuff, the little keychains and little things that I do, things that, and I know I've talked about it before, it's kind of my meditation. It's something that I can do that is a designation of directing my thoughts and my energy, and it allows me to have something when I'm finished. So it's crochet, oftentimes, it's my creativity, it's meditation, it's calming the chatter that goes on up here. So giving myself somewhere to think. Otherwise, I have a bazillion thoughts, and or I'm doom scrolling on my phone. Um, Guilty of that, and I don't feel productive when I do that. At least when I crochet, I have a little character. I have something that's cute, and at least it makes me smile and makes a lot of other people smile as well, and something that I can share. And one of the things that really struck me with the individuals who came to me for an energy scan, many of them are people who are actively on their spiritual path of of growing and changing and being who they were sent here to be. It's fascinating to watch the world going through this awakening. We've been told there are so many souls here that are finding out why they're here, and they're awakening, and they're coming into their gifts, they're coming into their knowing and their being. And it's like watching newborns grow and become peoples. So it's an awesome opportunity for me to get to see all of this happening. And one of the things that um, I saw a lot of and just made me, I just shook my head the whole way home. It's like how resilient these souls are, that everything that they have come through in their life, they're looking at as that opportunity to grow and to learn. Not one of these individuals is somebody who's given up. They've had times where they're like, why am I doing this? And that's where when the why am I doing this gets to be louder and louder, louder than the why you are doing it, and what you're doing, that's the time to reach out and find your support with a coach or someone who can help give you some guidance there. But I was just, my years in human services, I have marveled at how resilient children are. And I'm talking with folks of their their childhood traumas, their life traumas, and how resilient they are, and the willingness and the courage to move forward. And that's what I want to talk about today is courage. Um, I know people ask me a lot of times, how do I know I'm ready? How did you know you were ready? Well, I can't tell you that I knew I was ready. I knew I was done with what I was doing. And that's when I knew there was time for change. But I also had gotten into such a rut that although I didn't like the rut I was in, it had become comfortable. It had become, I knew what to expect. I knew to expect it's not going to be a fun day. And I had started becoming okay with this. And that's what I am talking about is, when are you ready? When is enough enough? And the ready, you're always going to have something. There's always another bill, there's always another crisis, there is always something else you could be doing. But when you have the courage to say, I'm done with doing what I've been doing, you have the courage to say, I'm ready for a change, then you're ready. That doesn't mean the change is going to happen overnight. It took me years to see it, to realize it, and to continue to work through it. And I continue to work with coaches and fine tune some areas, or something comes up and it's like, hey, I need a friend call. Um, some of it is getting more healing work done, and some of it is it's just going out and having chips and salsa, and just connecting with people. And that's an important thing. We do need those connections with other people. Doesn't mean you need to go to a concert and be part of a rave or anything like that. It just means we need to connect with people. And when we find ourselves isolating, that's also a sign that we need to be changing and doing things a bit differently, because that's not good either, to bring it all in and stay where you're at. So I just encourage you to find that courage. Find, I've had enough and I'm ready to do something about it. And have that courage to reach out of your comfort zone where it's nice and cozy and you know what to expect. Because the unknown is scary. It does feel fearful to step into something else. And when I talk about taking up your space, I know that seemed to be a common theme of, when you go somewhere, stop being small. Everyone is living as the main character of their own story. They are really not paying attention of, did you, did you put your earrings on? Did you remember to tie your shoes? People are not paying attention to that. They are their own main character on their own mission, their own journey, their own thing. So you need to also stand up, be your main character. Find out what your main character's role is. What are you doing? What do you need to be doing? And I want you to start taking up that space. Be present, be in the moment, and be that great, marvelous human that you're meant to be. Don't keep hiding because you're not going to get anywhere hiding. Okay? It doesn't feel good when we hide. It feels good when we step out. When we do crazy things like go on Facebook Live every week, every Tuesday, come and join me. We're going to be here. We're going to do it. We're going to talk about the things that are going on in the world and where you need to be and what you need to be doing and how you get to where you're going. We don't all have the same path. I may not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. If you don't work with me, find someone to reach out to. You can also reach out to me and say, hey, I get what you're saying, but who else does what you're doing? And I'll be happy to refer you to some of my cohorts. And where are you? What type of work are you ready for? Do we need to do that healing? Do we need to do some spiritual healing to get you through every day so that you can then move on and do some of your shadow work and work on those bigger things in life to get you to your happiness? And that's something that no one can take away from you unless you give it away. And so we talk about standing in our power, standing in our space, rising up to be who we are. And a lot of times that does mean rewriting our boundaries. That does mean our circles change. They don't have to, but a lot of times they do. We outgrow people, they outgrow us. I mean, we knew it we had all our friends that we were in middle school and we were all kind of doing the same thing. And then as we moved on in life and we did other activities, we joined different sports, different clubs, different activities. And so our friends who didn't join those same activities, we weren't as close with them. That's the same type of thing that happens as you grow and you evolve. You are going to attract more like minded people. As you spend more time in positivity, you're going to spend more time with other people who are positive and they make you feel in that positive realm. And that's what you bring to the stage. The negative Nellies, we are no longer going to be looking back and being drugged back. You can't go forward when you're looking back. So just think of that. And it doesn't mean you can't visit. I mean, certainly we can visit. It just means you don't have to stay there. You create a new space and a new place of being. So yeah, let's remove the obligation to to stay stagnant. We'll remove what prevents you from moving forward, what obligates you to be stagnant and to not move forward. Um, yeah, and that's what prevents you from moving forward at the expense of yourself. So when you're doing these things and it's holding you back and it's preventing you from growing. So we're going to remove those things and remove the obligation to stay stagnant at the expense of yourself. That sounds a little better. And let's download the divine definition of staying still. Let's also download the divine definition of courage, what it feels like to have courage and that it is safe to have courage, just what it feels like, and that it's safe. So that when you are making your preparations and when you have that courage, you will know that you are ready. If you'd like those downloads, just say yes out loud. And we're going to do the forgiveness, forgiving yourself for not being ready before now. Forgive yourself for allowing you to be held back and not having those boundaries that are in your highest and best good. So we're going to remove those and we're going to download those divine definitions, provide the forgiveness to yourself and forgiveness to God, Creator, Universe, Source, your higher power, as well as any individuals who held you back and are keeping you small and not allowing you to have those joys and those higher vibrations. Like all that, just say yes. Okay. Sometimes people feel the energy work and sometimes they don't. Um, it's great when you do because then you know you got it. And sometimes it shows up later that you're like, oh, yeah, she said something about that. And this does feel better. And I do feel like I'm ready to go do something different and to, um, yeah. But if we wait until we're ready, it's not going to happen. We have the courage to make it happen and step into that. It's not overnight, it's not instantaneous to have the big changes. But this work, this energetic work that we've just done, this is going to help set you on that path to identify the courage that you need to have as life moves forward. Okay? That feels good. All right. Um, I have different decks, different inspirational decks and different things. Today I'm going to pull from my Angel Meditations cards. So I've had this deck forever and I really enjoy pulling a card. I finish most of my sessions with one of these cards. That one flew on the floor. Let's see what that one is. They always seem to be very poignant and have a lot of meaning. This is the Angel of Power. Um, they're beautiful illustrations, and I really enjoy using them. So the Angel of Power, infinite power, heal me. In my real beingness, I am strong, happy, and peaceful. Our soul's power is revealed to the personality as a clear purpose and the capacity to decide for the good of everyone involved in a situation. Soul power is never over someone or something. It is a power shared with all involved. That means a sharing of spiritual blessings that emerge when we tune in to the divine purpose of our lives. I think that fits with what we were chatting about today. Um, yeah, the angel of power, infinite power, heal me. And that it's shared, it's a shared blessing. This is not something that is held by one person. So I invite you to continue to follow me, to like, subscribe, follow. I am here on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram and YouTube. I encourage you to follow along